On the issue of debt, Paul Ryan, presumably the next budget chairman, writes this in the Financial Times, how the Republicans can fulfill their pledge. He says specifically, I believe we can begin to make modest changes such as slowing the growth of benefits for the wealthiest earners or indexing eligibility age to longevity. These ideas represent a viable alternative to the unsustainable status quo, and they can be delivered while making no changes for those aged 55 and older who currently receive Social Security and Medicare. Do you support that idea?
Well, what I like about Paul Ryan is he's a creative thinker. I'm very excited about him being a budget chairman. But here's something that bothers me. Every American citizen today, if I have a new grandbaby, that poor little child gets a Social Security number before she leaves the hospital. And as soon as she gets a job, the government forces her to take some portion of her earnings and put it into the most badly mismanaged savings and retirement program in the history of the world. Now, what Paul Ryan seems to be saying in his article, that he joins the chorus of voices that says, having forced everybody involuntarily to go into this government program, they can be subject to the whimsy of politicians. And if indeed we politicians can't meet our obligations, let us be free to choose who among you will just sacrifice your life savings and not get a return on that.
So it sounds like you don't support that idea.
Well, that doesn't sound very responsible to me. What if your private retirement program said to you, we appreciate you putting your money with us all these years, but we're not going to give you your annuity? The government would sue them. Now, I'll give Paul Ryan a better option. Why doesn't Paul Ryan say to every young working man and woman in America, you are free to choose to forsake your Social Security benefits? You be free to choose. It's a much better thing. If I choose to not subscribe to a government program, then I'm exercising my freeborn liberty. If, in fact, the government says, we were happy to take your money all your working years, but now, because you were also prudent enough to do something else for yourself in your retirement years, we're saying to you, you don't get any of your money back.
Okay, so that sounds like a fundamental difference with Paul Ryan.
It's a very big fundamental difference. Who's going to be in charge of my life savings, me or a bunch of whimsical politicians?
Okay, so then does that mean the Tea Party candidates that Freedom Works and others backed, that won House seats, should they oppose Paul Ryan as budget chairman?
No, they should not oppose Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan is one of the brightest, most able people. I can't tell you how excited I am.
But you disagree with him?
We don't have to be in perfect agreement on everything. He's got a perfect right to be wrong about some things. He's right about most things. What I'm trying to do is I will use my opportunity to tell Paul Ryan, you know, I understand the need. In the end, what you're saying, realistically, we must come to terms with the fact that some people will get their retirement benefits and some will not. You're saying I put myself now on the side of big government and let somebody in Washington decide that this guy at 409 Hemingway Street gets his benefits and the guy at 408 does not.
No,
I'm saying let the people decide for themselves.
Okay.
These folks, and Paul Ryan knows this, every American young person, you yourself, if given the choice, would drop out of Social Security tomorrow. You would do it that quick because you know by the time you're 65, they will have taken your life savings all your life and they will give you nothing back.
All right, let's move